Hey everybody, this is a teams in both the AL and the NL. The initial rounds are going to be 3-game series, and then the World Series will be a 7-game series. So we're going to kick this off. This is the top New York Yankees, who are the home team today, against the lowly or the 4 seed Detroit Tigers. So we'll see how this goes. It's adjusted where you guys can kind of see. Oh, I think it'll be too dark if I turn the lights out. Let me check something real quick and see. Bear with me. Oh, that's better. We'll go. All right, and we'll pull the Yankees in their history. I'm not a Yankee fan, but I'm a good baseball team fan, and that team was something special. And then straight. Okay, so we'll see what happens here. You would think Detroit wouldn't stand much of a chance, but you never know. We'll see how they roll up. All right. Now, what I'm going to do, the first thing I'm going to do is in alternate baseball, 0, and blue is -1. That means when I do the rolls, I'm going to modify them advantage. Now, what I'm going to do first, though, I'm going to roll and see. I always check to see if my pitchers have their quote, good stuff today. All right. So we're going to go, we'll check Hoyt first over here with the Yankees. Now, he's a green pitcher. So the way I do it is I'm going to roll a D6. Okay. 1 to 3 means he has good stuff. 4 to 6 means he does not. Okay. So I'm going to roll it. He rolled a 3. So what that means is, okay. And Hoyt, when he's facing a righty, like, yeah, this should be interesting for him. Okay. But anyway, when he's facing a righty, he will not have a platoon advantage. Here we go. Hoyt facing off against Woodall, the catcher for the Tigers. Okay, and as you can see, I'll kind of talk through about the game as little as possible. But if you haven't seen the game and you're wondering how it works, I'll fill you in. Okay, so Hoyt is a green rated pitcher. Okay, Woodall is a yellow rated batter. Okay, the color behind their name is their rating. For batters, it's for batting. For pitchers, it's for batting. For pitching, I'm sorry. Okay. In the middle here, underneath the year, you see like Johnny Noon here is green there. That means he's fast. Okay. That's their speed rating. That up already. So here we rolled a 2, batter rolled a 1, so pitcher wins. All right. So we're going off the pitcher card. We'll roll a D20. And off the pitcher card, what we see is it was a strikeout. All right. So we have 1 out, and we're moving on from Woodall to Noon. Johnny Noon coming up. Okay. Noon is a switch hitter, so even if platoon splits are hefty against Hoyt, but because obviously he doesn't know that Hoyt didn't have his good stuff today, but we do. So, okay, here's Hoyt. Rocks and fires. Hoyt rolls a 1, Noon rolls a 4. So all right, Gehringer's coming up. For him, he's at a -1. Disadvantage to Hoyt. Okay, Noon was too. I didn't do that then, but it didn't matter because he still won. But that means when he rolls, Noon rolls a 6. Gehringer rolls a 6. Gehringer rolls a 6. Take away 1, that's a 5. So that means the pitcher wins. For Hoyt, that is an 11 to catcher, so it'll never in front of the plate. All right. Now we're going to set the catcher's place at first. I'm going to go ahead and advance Noon to second. I've rated him blue-rated hitter. He's right on the line that I chose to denote, average and then bad to below average. So, you hate to see, a guy who's why that's the case. He's just right on that borderline that. So since he's blue rated, he's -2 to Hoyt. All right, rolls a 4, but we subtract 2 from Warner's roll. That makes it a tie. And in this game, when you tie, you pull a wild card. That is a drop third strike. Okay. Batter is safe at first. And let's see. Let's take a look. Noon's pretty quick. I'm trying to decide if you want to how we're going to roll on that for advancing him there. Let's go ahead and check it out. He's green rated. Okay. New York's at a -1 disadvantage, and he's a +1. So actually, the defense is at a -1. That means typically 6 out. But we're going to give Noon, he gets a +1 advantage. He gets a +2 advantage. Okay. So 1 to 5, he's going to be safe. Okay. Only the 6 will put him out. So we'll roll that. He rolled a 6. I didn't see any. So there you go. That's how that works. Or what about first? Wait, this will be cabinet. And his platoon splits do matter. So when he faces a lefty, he gets an additional +1 advantage. All right. So he's facing Collins. Collins is a righty, so it doesn't apply. It's yellow versus yellow, so they're even. So we'll roll them straight up. Pitcher rolls a 5, batter rolls a 4. That means Whitehill is it on his D20. That's an 18, which to him is a fly out. And if you're curious where it was, it's a 14, and you can see on here, fly out to 14 is the center field. All right. So for those of you keeping the score, there you go. All right. So that is 1 out. And then we move on to Gehrig coming up. Gehrig is a lefty, and that makes that even. And you might notice there's a star here behind Gehrig's. Let me see the watermark here. We'll get to that later, but if the pitcher had a star, if the pitcher was green but not starred, Gehrig would have an advantage. As it is, Whitehill's platoon advantage negates Gehrig's +1 advantage, so they're rolling straight up. All right. Gehrig wins that one 5-2 over the pitcher. All right. Tony Lazzeri is up next for the Yankees. Lazzeri's green rated. He's a righty, so he has a +1 advantage on Whitehill. Okay. So they both rolled 2s. That. All right. Take a look. We see Gehrig is yellow rated as a runner. That means average. Okay, or average for him. Okay, as an offensive rating. All right. Our third baseman over here, Warner, is a blue rated, so it's going to be a toss up whether if he goes whether he's safe or not. Okay. So to roll that up, we go ahead and roll D6. 1 to 3, he's safe. 4 to 6, he's out. He rolls a 2. Gehrig scores the front of the game on the screen. All right. So RBI double for Lazzeri. Gehrig is in. He is on second base. All right. Joe Dugan coming up. And Dugan's yellow rated and a lefty. Okay, so there's no platoon advantage for Whitehill. They'll be rolling these straight up. All right. Make sure I do that right. Got everybody in the right spots. All right. Here we go. Oh. Pitcher rolled a 5. Batter rolled a 2. So the pitcher wins that one. Whitehill wins it. Wins it with a. Well, let's see. Let's take a look and see. Lazzeri is fast. All right. Let's check our defense here. We got a yellow rated first baseman and a blue rated third baseman, so -1. So I'm pretty sure since he's green rated, Lazzeri's going to get an advantage. He's going to get a +2 advantage. So like 1 to 5, he'd be safe. Only a 6 gets him out at third. Okay. We'll see if he advanced. He rolled a 4, so Lazzeri is now on third base. All right. If you have questions on this, be sure and post them. I'm happy to answer them later. It's early. It's relatively early day, so you can. What did we just do? Ground it out to first base. That's right. Okay, so now we have 2 outs. I knew I was forgetting something. Bear with me. All right, so now we got Koenig up. And the New York shortstop is a lefty. So Whitehill does not have an advantage on him, so they're even up. And on his a 5, which is a ground out. All right. We can go through the exercise looking at where it was to. It's a ground out to the shortstop. So we have a little 6-3 there. Play shortstop to first base. And did more. And see, Ruth will be up next for the Yankees. So Yankees first blood, bottom of the first. We go to the top of the second with a score of 1-0. Yankees leading. All right. All right. Now for Detroit. Runners up. Or Taverner, sorry. Lose my mind. Taverner's up. And let's see here. Yeah, Fothergill's playing left field today. He's a righty. So he and Hoyt green rated. Now, normally, if the platoon splits were working, Hoyt would have a +1 advantage, but they're not. So they're both green, so they're even. Card we're going to go as a strikeout. All right. If I'm keeping the score in a book, I'll go ahead and roll. Finishes up. He is a yellow versus the green Wade Hoyt. So he is -1. Pitcher rolls an 8, so it doesn't matter. A batter can't beat that. Pitcher wins. So it's 3 up, 3 down. And that was a ground him. And we go to the bottom of the second. All right. Okay, Yankees coming up. The Babe, the great Bambino, Babe Ruth coming up. Minus to Babe Ruth, he is going to roll even up because the platoon split gives him a +1. Okay. Line up and you put a guy in who the platoon splits are going to help you out on, and it turns out okay most of the time. Anyway, Ruth would normally, as a green rated batter, have a +1 advantage, but now he doesn't. It's negated. So they're going to roll straight up. Pitcher rolls a 4. Babe Ruth rolls a 3. He is out. And that was a strikeout. So Babe goes down swinging. All right. Went out. And we are, I got 1 out so far. Hoyt to Coombs, both green rated. Wait. Yeah, he's pitching to his own guy. Whitehill. Batter wins at 4th. All right. So we roll on. Musil here, the right fielder. He's coming up. 1 man on base. There's 1 out. Still 1-0 Yankees here in the bottom of the second. Uh-oh. We got to escape D20. Hang on. Gotta catch it. Got the D20 back. That's 12. On his card, that is a ground out. And look, it's a ground out to the shortstop. 2 outs. Okay. So we got still got 1 man on. Now, you'll notice I'm using a card that says pitcher batter here. What ranks better than this card, in other words, better than blue rated, right? If they don't rank better than that, I don't really card them because they're not going to be better than this card. Now, obviously, that differs for some players. But in the team sets, you'll see I've included these pitcher batter cards to use as a DH and to use for pitchers in general when they're, their ranks are so low that this card is an improvement. Okay. So that's a scoop. Now, I did check platoon splits. That is a ground out. So we're in the second, and we're moving on, kids. All right. Let's get Coombs off first base and put this back in Collins. Sorry, I try to be very deliberate about this stuff because I confuse myself. They're both green, but if you look on Heilman's card, I'll show you up close. If you look on Heilman's card, you can barely see the watermark there. See the watermark star behind his name? Against another green rated player, he's +1. So Heilman's going to be +1. That means he was a top 10 hitter in this season in 27. Okay, it's a great year for him. So we'll roll it. Heilman rolls at 2. Hoyt rolls at 1. Add 1 to Heilman, doesn't matter. He wins. And it was a single on his card. All right, so even though I didn't move this token, we'll put it there. It's a single. All right. All right. By the way, any mistake, so the pitcher, and obviously the platoon splits don't work for Hoyt, but he is going to be +2. Whitehill's -2. Pitcher rolls a 7. Doesn't matter. Hoyt wins that one with a 6 on his card, which is a ground out. Now it's a ground out. Double play. The out at second. I'm going to assume we have a ground out here. So there's an out that has to happen in this. All right. So the first out is the out that happens. All right. So our pitcher, Whitehill, actually made it to first or not. Okay. So I'm going to put him to the side here just so we look at it. And what we're going to do is we'll take a look at his from a speed standpoint. Okay. I've got pitchers typically rated blue rated at third. And of course, Gehrig is green rated, so they're average. So basically, the pitcher is -1 to make it to first. All right. Normally 1-3, say 4 to 6 out. Okay. Now he's 1 to 2. Okay. So I'm gonna roll a d6. He rolls a 4. He's out at first. Okay. So 2 outs in the inning. Double play was successful. All right. And Hoyt is -1. Doesn't matter. He rolls a 4, which goes down to a 3, and Hoyt rolled a stunning 1. And that is a 7 on the batter's card, which is a single. Okay, so we'll put Woodall on first base. The 20 on the pitcher's card, that is a line out to the pitcher. So right back at him. All right. Now, we're going to take a look here. Woodall's average. My assumption is anytime there's a line out straight back to the pitcher like that, I typically just back in time. 4 to 6 he didn't. But with Gehrig over there at first, I'm going to say it's 1 to 2 he made it back. And however you want to look at it, you can do 1 to 4 he didn't, or however you want to do it. But I'm going to say 1 to 2 he's safe. All right, so where are we at here? Yeah, sorry guys. I believe Collins is coming up. Do a situation like that for a line out. Okay. All right. Pat Collins coming up. Today's game, by the way, is brought to you by COVID-19. What doesn't kill us might be killing someone else. So I know that's not funny. Yeah, kind of funny. Anyway, moving on. So here we go. Off against Whitehill. They're both yellow rated. Platoon split is not working for Whitehill in this case. So they're straight up. It's our first out of the inning. So Collins goes down swinging. Here comes Gehrig coming up to the plate. He has normally an advantage over Whitehill, but platoon split means, and that is a ground out to the pitcher. So straight back to pitcher over to first base for the out. So we got 2 outs. Lazzari coming up. All right, Lazzari is green rated. No platoon difference, so he's got a +1 on Whitehill. Doesn't matter. He wins 4 to 3 anyway. It'd be 5. All right. So Dugan's yellow rated. Not the same hand as Whitehill, so they're out tip to the catcher. So 3 outs. We're done there. All right. So the third inning was scoreless. Both teams come up empty. Move on to the fourth, with the Yankees leading still 1-0. All right. Get all our runners off base. I think actually Warner is up. If I'm wrong there, Warner coming up. Warner to Hoyt is a -2 because he's blue. All right. So doesn't matter. Hoyt rolls an 8, so he wins that one. It's a 10 on his card, which is a ground out. And he grounded out to the pitcher. Okay. So that's our first out of the inning. Doesn't matter. He only rolls a 2, so he loses to Hoyt's 4. And on Hoyt's card, that is a 9. That is another ground out to the shortstop. Okay, shortstop to first base for the out. 2 outs in the inning, kids. Moving on. Father Go coming up. On Hoyt's card, it's another ground out. So pretty weak inning. Ground out to third base to end the inning. All right. So there we go. Move on to the bottom of the fourth. No score for Detroit. Manouche over there. And Koenig here. Okay. All right. Koenig is even up, and platoon split does not favor Whitehill, and Koenig is a switch hitter anyway, so it would negate that. So they're even up. Pitcher rolls a 2, batter rolls a 5. So on Koenig's card, he got a single, he got a 3, which is a single. Babe Ruth goes down again. This time it is a fly out to right field. All right. So we're going to assume that our friend Koenig stays put on first. Babe Ruth's first out of the inning. On to Coombs. That negates that. That means these guys are rolling even up. Okay. Batter rolls a 6, pitcher rolls a 4, batter wins. A 2 on his card is a single. All right. And Koenig's not a fast. Batter rolls at 5, +1 would be a 6. Doesn't matter. Pitcher wins. Okay. And that's a strikeout for the pitcher. So Whitehill strikes. He's obviously -1 to Whitehill. Okay. So we'll see how we go here. Batter rolls a 5, -1, 4. It still beats the 3 the pitcher rolled, and it's a 1 on our pitcher's card. So it's a single. So station. It is not fast. All right. So we're going to say that he just went station to station on that. All right. Okay. Yankees have the bases loaded with 2 outs. Collins coming to the plate. Collins is even up with Whitehill. They both base. All right. Let's see who the error was on, shall we? The error was on the center fielder. So everybody advances a base, and we get a runner on. I mean, we've moved on, but we've scored a run. All right, or the Yankees have scored a run. I won't say we. Again, don't accuse me of being a Yankees fan, because I'm not. But they score. Now we have 3. There's dodge a pretty big bullet there, giving up 1 run on with bases loaded there. They escaped, I would say. So top of the 5th, kids. Now it's 2-0 Yankees. Okay. Moving along. I need Manouche coming to the plate. -1, that means he rolled a 5. Pitcher rolled a 3, so he wins. Batter wins. A 20 on his card. It's a bunt hit, so he bunts his way on to first base. All right. There we go. Average runner puts the ball down on the ground. All right. If you want to know, 1 because he has a star on his card, so he is +1 to Hoyt. That means we're rolling up. He rolls a 6 anyway, so a 7 is going to beat Hoyt's 2 any day. And on his card is a 9. So on Heilmann's card, a 9 is a single. All right. And let's see, who do we have on first? We have Manouche on first. He's average. It was a single to right field. Manouche is average, so he'd be a 0 if he was going to go to third. Our third baseman, again, is due. No, they're not going to get him at third. I mean, it's -1. They're -2. Manouche is 0. So basically, he is on third base now. And Heilmann is at first. All right. Coming up. Hoyt's not going to pitch to himself. That's a whole other different kind of game. Anyway, here we go. Whitehill is +1 against Hoyt. Hoyt is +1 against Whitehill. Or +2, sorry. My bad. +2. Doesn't matter. Pitcher wins that roll. 17 on his card is a flyout. It's a flyout 2. Tagged up if Manouche tagged up and scored from third. All right. So our left fielder is, of course, Babe Ruth. The Babe is an average to good outfielder. So that's yellow rated. That's a 0. All right. Our catcher Pat Collins is also average rated. Okay. So the defense is at 0. Maneuver, that kind of thing. All right. So there we go. So 1 out in the inning, Detroit scores a run. And that brings up the top of the order, Larry Woodall coming up to the plate. And Woodall versus Hoyt. Woodall's -1. So here we go. On to Johnny Noon. Johnny Noon is -1 to Hoyt on first base. Geringer's coming up. He is Geringer. Charlie is. Okay, losing dice is my biggest problem. I think it'll be. Well, if I'm wrong, you guys sue me. All right, Gary's coming up. He is -1 to Hoyt. They both rolled a 3. Take away 1 though for the batter. Pitcher wins that one with a 17, which is a fly out to game. Yankees on top right now. All right. And if I messed up on the lineup, I'm not keeping a book. I don't have room. All right, so we're going to say, all right, bottom of the 5th. Kicking it off for the Yankees is Lazari, and he is +1 to Whitehill. So he rolls a 5, which makes it a 6. Pitcher rolls a 4, and you put the triple. Let's see where it's at. Triple at center field. All right. So he is, and Dugan will be. Dugan will be even up with Whitehill. He rolls a 6. He wins. The batter wins that one. A 20 on his card. For whatever reason, Dugan went ahead and bunted in Lazari from third. It is a true sacrifice. All right. Dugan's blue rated, so I'm not even going to roll it. He'll be out at first base. All right. So Lazari scores. That is a run for the Yankees. Coming up to the plate. We got 1 out. He loses again. 7-5. Whitehill wins that one. But the Yankees put another run on the board. So it's 3-1 Yankees. That's a terrible 0 there. Fix that. Hopefully you're getting a feel for how the game rolls. All right. Hoyt pitching for the Yankees. Jack Warner. 19. It's a bunt hit. So that's how he got on. All right. So he's on first base with a bunt. All right. Fothergill coming up. Green versus Green, so they're straight up. Batter wins 2-1 with an 18 on his card. That's a walk. So he is on. We got 2 men on for Detroit. He walks, gets on first. Heine Manouche coming up. Okay, Manouche is yellow rated. He's -1 to Hoyt. Hoyt rolls a 6. Manouche can't beat it with a 4. So the pitcher has this could be trouble for Detroit. It is a ground out. Okay, it's a ground out to the catcher. So basically, either he laid down a bunt or never, however you look at it, but it didn't work out. Catcher picks it up and throws out Fothergill. All right, so we're talking about basically 5-4 here. Catching third to second base. All right, is average. So the defense is -1. Taverner's +1. All right. So a 2-point swing. So I like his odds. 1-5, Taverner makes it to second. All right, let's roll it and see. It's a 5. He's safe at second. All right. So we're going to put Taverner. All right. Heilman coming up. Heilman is even up with Hoyt. All right. Is coming up. Whitehill to face Hoyt. He's -2. It's a tie roll, but you take 2 for him. 14 on Hoyt's card is a fly out. It's a fly. All right. Last time, so Coombs is coming up to lead off for the Yankees. Now, One thing I want to show you here before I proceed, we're in the 6th inning, okay? This number down here at the bottom of Whitehill's card says 5.8, okay? What I need to do, this is their average innings per innings, okay? So for him, the 6 is when I need to check and see if I need to downgrade him, okay? It's downgraded 4 to 6, he does not. He rolled a 2, he's going to get downgraded. So I either can leave him, you know, I can either see if I want to downgrade him, or I can replace him, and I think I'm going to replace him. Sticking with lefties, yeah. I'm going to bring in Giard to replace him. So new pitcher on the mound. Check him real quick. 1 to 3 platoon splits apply. 4 to 6 because of the platoon split. Sorry, he doesn't. I was looking wrong here. It's righty. It's a lefty versus. Yeah, all right. Lefty versus lefty. Right. So it evens out for Giard. Basically, it is an 18, which is a line out to the first. He's a righty, so no platoon advantage for Giard. So Musial is +1. Next pitcher. All right. So 2 outs. Okay. All right. And now we have Hoyt coming up. It's a line out to third for the pitcher. Sorry. Say everything but what I mean. All right. So there we go. Bottom of the 6th is over. Moving on to the 7th. Still 3 to 1. There. All right. Don't have to check on Hoyt. So he's up against Goodall again, which he is +1 against him. Doesn't matter. 6 to 5. Pitcher wins that one with a 16 on his card, which is a fly out to first baseman. So we'll pop up on the infield. All right. There's our first out. Johnny Noon coming up. One of my favorite baseball names, by the way, Johnny Noon. All right, here we go. He is -1 to Hoyt. Doesn't matter. Hoyt wins that 7 to 3 without even adjusting it. On Hoyt's card is a ground out. All right, so we ground out to shortstop. So shortstop's first, and we have 2 outs. Gallagher coming up. He's -1 to Hoyt. So that means he rolled a 3 to Hoyt's 2, but take -1 off. They tied, which means defensive shift. Left-handed batter is -1 on the next roll. Okay, I'll put that up here so it shows up here. So we're going to roll again, and Gallagher is a lefty. All right, so he's going to be, not only is he -1, he's going to be -2 on this roll because of that. They rolled the same number of 5, so 3. And Pat Collins leads it off for the Yankees. All right. He 10 on the pitcher card is a ground out. It is a ground out. Back to the pitcher. Moving on to Lazzari. Tony Lazzari coming up. To Giard. Pardon me. Doesn't matter. He rolls him on to Dugan. Dugan is a lefty. A righty versus a lefty pitcher, so no platoon advantage for Giard. They're rolling straight up. Pitcher rolls 2, batter rolls a 1. Pitcher wins that matchup. It's a 15 and a fly out on his card. All right. No, wait a minute. That can't be right. That's not right. I got no outs. I got 1 out. That was last inning. Right? Yes. Was there the first? See, I'm all screwed up. I stopped myself. I'm very proud of myself for catching myself there. All right. No, that's not right. That is right. That is the end of the inning. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Losing my mind. All right. Nothing for the Yankees there. He wins that one easily. The 9 on his card, which is a ground out. Okay, ground out to second base. All right. So we got 1 out. Is -1 to Hoyt. Pitcher rolls an 8. So bottom of the 8th coming up. No score for Detroit there. This is a lefty, so they're even up. Batter wins 4-3. A 4 on Coney's card is a single. Making sure. Max a single if you want to know where he did it. 2. Right over first base. Babe Ruth coming up. And Babe will be even up with Yard because of the platoon situation. So the Babe lays one down. We're going to see with Dugan running, if with Dugan is on first. No, Cody. Slow runner running, if he makes it or not. Okay. He's -1. The bunt is down the third baseline. So we're going to see. I always roll with a slow runner. I always roll these. Okay, so he's -1. Our third one, and Tony's 1. We're going to see if he makes it. 1-3, safe. 4-6 out. 1-3, he is safe, so he makes it. And we'll see. That puts the Babe safe at first. All right, so he lays down a bunt, advances runner, and gets on base. All right, so he is now on first. Cody at second. That's something you don't see every day. But it happened because it's in his stats for this year. It's on his card. If Babe Ruth hadn't bunted enough, it wouldn't show up. So there you got it. All right. Nobody out. Coombs coming up. Coombs is even up with DR because of platoon. Doesn't matter. Pitcher wins it 6-3. A 16 on his card is a fly out. It's a fly out to the third baseman. So everybody's going to stay put on that. All right. So we got 1 out. He rolls a 6 anyway. To the pitcher's 1, so he wins that one. And 1 on his card. That's a single for him. All right. 3. All right. Well, I mean, Hoyt's probably coming. No. I got to check in. Card, a 10 on the pitcher's card is a ground out. All right. So there's 1 out already. There's a ground out to the first. All right. So that out has already happened. Koenig is blue rated. The catcher is green rated. That means he's at a -2. So 1-5 avoids a rough situation there and gets out of the inning. All right. All right. Okay. Top of the 9th. Here we go. Detroit's last gasp. Allen's up. And he is actually, let me check on Hoyt first. So 7.1 is his innings per outing, his average. So I'm going to roll for him 1-3. I downgrade him. 4-6 I don't. I roll 5, so I don't downgrade him, so he can stay in. I'll leave him alone. He can still roll his D8. All right. So here's Hallman. Would be even up, but Hallman has a star, so he's +1. Batter roll a 6, add 1 to 7, which beats the pitcher's 6, and 11 on his card. So that's a double to kick it off for Hallman. So that's good stuff for Detroit. I'm going to pinch hit for him. I'm looking through my card there inside. I'm going to put in. Put that back up too. Actually, I was reorganizing those. I'll look through these real quick. All right, for Detroit. All right. All right, here we go. Manis is -1 to Hoyt. Didn't matter. Hoyt still won it with a strikeout. So here we go. There's an out. First out of the inning. Okay. Got to run at second in Heilman. Woodall's coming up to the plate. He is -1. He rolls a 5, -1's a 4. Loses that. And the pitcher, it's a 12 on his card, which is a ground out to the first baseman. Runner advances to third. We have 2 outs. All right. 3-1 Yankees. Batter wins the roll. Okay. Even though he was -1 to him, he wins the roll 2-1. That is a 19 on his card. That's a bunt. He scores the run. Detroit gets another run. It's 3-2 Detroit. All right. With 2 outs. And a runner on first. Charlie Gehringer's coming up. And the crowd at Yankee Stadium is not happy. The Yankees are getting booed. 3-2. That's a tie roll. We're going to look at a wild card here, kids. Momentum shift. Batters next 2 D6 rolls are +1. All right, so for his roll and the next batter, they're +1. So we roll it again. Okay, so Hoyt and Gehringer are even 2 men on now for Detroit in the top of the 9th here. Who's on second? I forgot. Oh, crap. This is what happens when you forget to. No, it's noon. Let's see. All right. All right, here we go. Now, Warner at third. He is -2 to Hoyt. Let's see if we can pinch hit for him real quick. Give me a second. Well, he is +1 on his next roll. I don't know if I want to swap him out or not. But all right, I'm going to put the first one. But this is it. Blue is in. That means, sorry, phone ringing. That means that because this next roll is +1, here's fall to the Yankees. 3-2-2. All right, that's the first game of the 3 games. Hopefully you got a feel for how the game works, and we'll be getting these other 2 games, or could be 1 more game if the Yankees win it. But anyway, we'll get the next game going here a little bit later. I'm Craig Wessel, your host.